Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today, Lottie and I are going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the newest Marvel movie. It's in theaters right now. And so, what did we think about it? And should you be watching? And before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. Well, Lottie, it's a long time coming. The Guardians crew is back together. They're out there trying to save the universe as usual. But this time, kind of stuff has come home. So, the Rocket's past has kind of come back to haunt them, and it involves a massively powerful cosmic sort of villain that they're going to have to deal with to kind of save Rocket, and also to stop the nefarious plans of this guy. The High Evolutionary. It's just hit over the weekend. Had a pretty good opening weekend and everything. Has a really high cinema score and also an 80% Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. But who cares what all those people think? What matters is our definitive opinion about this movie. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it worth watching? Should you be running out and watching it? And so we're going to talk spoilers later on, but it just at the start, Lottie, yo, you had a chance to see this, dog. What did you think, man? What is your opinion about this movie?
Man, I really enjoyed this movie, man. James Gunn, and you saw my tweet. James Gunn, a brilliant send off to the MCU. Man, I really enjoyed this movie. I heard from reviews that everybody was saying they liked it. It beat my expectation. I was expecting a good movie, but I wasn't expecting to be thoroughly entertained. You know, there were some little things that I'll nitpick into spoilers, but like, man, James Gunn did it. The man, we remember the joke that I always made. He did it. And I know you know what I'm talking about. He put us in the house of pain, man. He put us in the house of pain. Man, there was me and my brother both like, we had to, I'm like, oh. That movie, man, that was a good movie. And what I really liked, truly liked and appreciated, a lot of people in the like reviews, I even said, Peter Quill had a big character development in this movie.
Yes.
Like, he was Star-Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It kind of was like, God, this is, it kind of like, I'm like, I got to remember, it's been years,
Yes.
since the canonical of course, it's been years since Volume 2, but canonically, it's been years. He's become a more matured man. Like, there was a lot of character development.
But he's not 45 though. Just for
But very funny joke. I really appreciated the character development. They gave enough time for every character to grow, and all the people, we'll talk about that in spoilers, but like, they gave the main cast of the Guardians time to grow and showed character development. The action was on point. I enjoyed the music, the story, the drama, the villain. Goodness, man, I ain't gonna lie. That guy, James Gunn found a way to make me feel creeped out, pissed off, and terrified at the same time at a villain. And that is what you call a good villain, where I hate his guts, terrified of him, and disgusted by him at the same time. When you talk about basically making a clan member the other killer, that's I mean, listen, that, and the actor, I forgot his name.
It's Chikwudi Iwuji.
Man, listen. God, he did his thing in that movie, and I can't. Guys, if you haven't seen it, trust me, If you liked Guardians of the Galaxy 1, you will enjoy this movie. Go and watch it. Watch it. Trust me. You will not be disappointed. You will not feel like you wasted your money watching this movie. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. No, I agree. The movie is so great in so many ways. Like I can't I don't think it's possible to recommend it too highly. The truth is that this, as you said, this is a movie. It's balanced well between all the characters and their development. It's the villain is one of the, people talk about Thanos being the best villain, and we just saw Kang, and Kang was pretty dang good. But Killmonger, this guy, I mean, we got to talk about, is he the villain, the best villain they've had. It's Chikwudi Iwuji. He's just on fire in this one. But I'll tell you what, I was damn impressed with the VFX in this movie, and I don't mean the explodery Marvel, ending, the cosmic. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all. I am talking about the fact that James Gunn, his script combined with the VFX work and the voice work of I can't remember all the I know Linda Cardellini was one of them, but Bradley Cooper, having me legit crying over some like CGI, Frankenstein animals. No, I'm not joking. Like,
Yeah, man.
and but that's a hallmark of this whole movie, is just emotional resonance. It means something. I'm telling you, I shed tears like 3 or 4 times in this one, and there are parts, and you'll know the parts I'm talking about. But like they hit me hard, like right in the feels. Even kind of the ending, a very bittersweet ending to me, that it made sense, but like it kind of hurt. And I realized in that moment, I was like, I love these characters. Like, I'm not talking about like, oh, I love watching them. No, I love them as people, and I love watching them go through their trials and tribulations as a group. That's what matters. And beyond that, yes, you get dope action, like really good action. There's a lot of laughter. It's very funny in many ways. I think my only quibble with it, I guess you could say, is that it's a bit long. Like that to me, that's the only thing. Like it feels a bit long in a couple places, but it blends like flashbacks that actually mean something, that really mean something, that don't just uncover parts of Rocket's past. You uncover parts of the High Evolutionary's past to see who he is as a person. And also there's the whole thing with the Gamora. It's not the Gamora we know, but it's shades of her. You see Nebula gets to kind of like step up and be like she's the better person she's become. It just enhances that. There's moments with Drax and Mantis, who I remember in the the holiday special, that little Drax and Mantis romp. I love that keeps going. Like they as a duo, they are so fun. And even better, we got to see Cosmo. I love Cosmo. I could sit and just like, I just want to watch Cosmo do stuff forever. Because I mean, who doesn't like a psychic, golden retriever? I mean, I could go on and on. There are many. It's a sprawling story that never feels out of control. All the characters seem to matter. Even the ones that seem like they're throwaway seem to matter. We get all of the usual James Gunn, the people he likes to be in there doing fun stuff. It's very fun in many ways. It's very sad in other places. It's very cathartic. There's the scene I'm talking about when they finally confront the High Evolutionary. So cathartic. And then, like I said, that bittersweet send off. It's just it all blends perfectly. And in my opinion, we got to start talking about James Gunn as like one of the we should already be talking about one of the great comic book film directors and creators, but we got to start talking about him in the same way we talk about Christopher Nolan and the Dark Knight trilogy. John Watts and the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy. We got to start talking about that because he told this story in 3 movies, and it's a complete story. It ends in a way that makes sense, does not leave me feeling wanting. It does not make me feel like, he dropped the ball or didn't stick the landing. And my God, if you watch this and you aren't excited for DC, what they're coming up with, I don't know what you're doing. Because
that is exactly what
I
I
mean,
hate to cut you off, but like that is exactly what I wanted to talk about after. Like like this movie felt like a celebration of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a perfect send off. Like you said, at the ending, I felt because I'm obsessed with endings, and I felt like that was a great ending,
especially happy ones. But
yes, I like great endings. If they're happy, sad, whatever, I just love ending, and that was a good ending, a good way to finally close the chapter on the Guardians of the Galaxy. And man, it's like you said, and I was watching one person review talk about this. I think at this point we just need to like you said with DC. If I'm going to get a Justice League movie where I'm filling the house of pain, man, listen. If this man is going to have me feeling this type of way watching a Justice League movie, I swear, man, by let's say 27 or 2028, I'm about I'm in my 30s. I'm sitting there shedding tears because the Batman is about to die saving Superman. Listen, I know James Gunn. He's going to do it. Oh man, I'm excited for his DC universe. This movie.
I think I think this movie proves that like he just doesn't. What do you say? It just doesn't miss. I think that's a quote you quoted from like Ghost Snap or something. Like he just does, or just doesn't miss. No, it's true. He doesn't miss. And it really is because yes, there all of that. There's a lot of spectacle in this. I get that. We expect that. But underneath the spectacle is an actual story about people who are just trying to figure themselves out, figure their own dynamic, to save a friend, to show love for each other, and to kind of reconcile with, in the Quill's case, reconcile with the fact that, the love of his life is gone. And even though someone that looks like her is there, she's not it. And he has to figure out how he's going to, relate to that person. It's a masterclass in my opinion in storytelling. Someone who understands what needs to be done beyond just the flash and the bang. And that's what matters. And I just loved it. I really did. And I got to see it again.
I really enjoyed that movie. I was surprised how much I was just engrossed in it. But now
let's talk. We need to just talk some spoilers. Yeah, so you guys get the hell out of here if you haven't seen them. If you haven't seen the movie yet, what the heck are you listening to this review for? Like, I guess you need some incentive, but go out and watch the movie and then come back and we'll talk spoilers. So, Lottie, can I share with you how I told you 3 or 4 times? I'm not kidding. Tears rolling. I was like that. I was like the meme. I was like that meme of the black dude with like just the tears on his face. It almost got me early on when I realized like, oh wait, I like these little animals, and like, how dare you? But when they all got shot, and Rocket tore High Evolutionary's face up, Dude,
yeah, go ahead, finish.
No, I'm just saying that got me. Rocket, okay, it's gonna make me go back there. I was just like, there's a point at which I was like, I got tears, and I'm like, this motherfucker has got to die. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker has got to go. So anyway, you go ahead.
Yeah, that scene where he killed the Rocket's friends, like it had my eyes watering. But the scene where Rocket was between heaven and the
Oh my
living,
God!
bro,
Don't.
I tears I couldn't stop. I
Mm.
wasn't like boo, but it was just like, my God. I'm like, oh. Then they said you're not ready, and
Oh,
that
and
that
yeah, that broke me kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, that got me because I was like I was holding it in, but I mean the tears were all I was holding in. And I was like I had to take that little breath you take, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
man. Then freaking Chris Pratt screaming. Listen, man, as a person who, I lost my mom,
Hmm.
that I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt it it was a guttural, like it shed shivers through my body because I felt that. You could, like, Chris Pratt, God, he did his thing in this. Like, everybody, I told this to my friend, I told this to Anthony today. Every single body, S-class performance. I mean, everybody was in their bag. I mean, they were like, you get a Grammy, you get a Grammy, you get an Oscar, you get an Oscar. I mean, God, I'm like, these people are just killing it. Freaking go when damn, I forgot. Well, Nebula said this was worse than what Thanos did to me. And when she's sitting there, I didn't even know Nebula could cry. Man,
Hmm.
listen, man,
I
like,
actually,
man,
and so I want to talk about Nebula. First of all, what a great character arc she's had in the MCU,
yes,
and James Gunn absolutely knows what to do with her. And let me tell you, just the way she emoted throughout there, but the friendship, the love she has for Rocket is just so strong. Like you don't realize, but we should have seen it coming from she gave him Bucky's arm for the during the Christmas special, right?
hmm yeah,
And the absolute relief when she realized that when she heard Rocket's voice, I was
yeah,
like, that's what I'm talking about. Um, it's just like stuff like that. You know, there, like I said, the emotional resonance in there. Um, but I think just Nebula being, she's like, oh, I'm over this, but she's really not. She talks shit about Drax, but then really appreciates him later on. There's and my God, Mantis just being a core, member that keeps everyone sort of together. I mean, everyone's sort of doing their thing. Even Gamora, and she's just like, I'm too cool for this. But I'm like, get the hell out of here. Get, at the end, only one thing I only wanted was for her to get in on that damn group hug, because like she knew she wanted to. I mean, we could go on and on. Like, I honestly think that this is a movie that deserves like 45 minutes of just like step by step breaking down each character's arc. And this is again why I'm so confident in James Gunn at DC, because he literally had a cast of something like 6 or 7 main characters and made sure every single one of them was doing something. Every
yeah,
single one of them was moving forward, as a character. Every one of them, had an emotional breakthrough here, there. Every one of them showed a little something extra that maybe we hadn't seen before, right?
yeah,
Even and I'll even say he was a bit sidelined. He was a bit of, I don't want to call him a joke character, but he was a bit of a plot device, and that was Adam Warlock. But even Adam Warlock as a plot device that sort of like moved things around, still had growth and an emotional like turning point. He wasn't the same person at the end that he was at the beginning. And like, how is James Gunn able to do this? Obviously it's because he understands, storytelling at a fundamental level, and he's able to juggle this in a way that makes sense. And
yeah.
so not to belabor this, there's so much going on in there. I mean, let's talk about the High Evolutionary real quick. What a piece of shit. And I don't say that lightly. The thing is, he's arrogant, has a god complex, and god damn it, he's got the ability to back it up. Like, like basically.
Man, when that man and I loved how one of my favorite things of movies is when you demonstrate how powerful a villain is. And I tell everybody, that beginning scene of Adam Warlock was not to show how strong Adam Warlock is. It was to show how strong the fucking High Evolutionary was. Because we were just like, God, this dude pretty much almost bodied the entire Guardians of the Galaxy. And this man basically pimp slapped him into a wall.
Yeah.
And man said, how dare you talk about boom. I said, oh my God.
But it wasn't even just that. Like in the space of something like a scene or two, we learn something very important about the High Evolutionary. That he has a god complex for a reason, because he's literally creating races of people, whole planets full of people. The gold skinned people, I forget what they call themselves. But their whole race was created by him, as he said, as an aesthetic experiment. They're dumb and like they're pretty. That's his whole thing. And he just did it because he wanted to. And he literally was like, I will just. And later on, when he realizes his perfect people are actually not perfect, he's like, I've done this before. I'll just start over. I'll raise it to the ground. So this man literally has created and destroyed how many races, in the past. Just an awful, awful person. Like an awful being with immense power and a lot of intellect. And he's so stuck on Rocket because Rocket is a creation that has outstripped its creator. And I'm telling you,
he's smarter than him.
There's symbolism there. There's symbolism. This is, if you want to look at it, this is a biblical analogy. A creation that has outgrown its creator. And therefore the creator wants to reel him back in, right? He wants to find out what I'm just saying, this is galaxy brain stuff. This is a comic book movie, but it could have been, if you had taken the comic book stuff out of it, it's still an intriguing story.
Man, listen, man. Imagine if that dude had the Infinity Stones.
He does. Like, here's the thing. He doesn't need them. Think about it. The High Evolutionary lived in the MCU, and he knew about Thanos. You know why we know that? Because Gamora did not want to fuck with him. Gamora didn't want to fuck with him. So if Gamora didn't want to fuck, do you think Thanos wanted to fuck with him?
Damn.
That's just do the math. This dude did not need the Infinity Stone. He doesn't care about that shit. He just wants to strive towards perfection. And he is the worst kind of scientist that, you remember from Jurassic Park, they say, you guys always think about can we, you don't think about should we. He is the one that doesn't think about should. He thinks about can I.
Yeah.
I mean, just an absolute monster of a person.
Yeah, he was he was the perfect mix of I hate him, I'm disgusted. Like, when I mean by disgusted, like I am literally like I'm trying to find a word. Like, it makes my skin crawl thinking of the absolute inhumane things this man, and here's the thing, he, like you said, he has a god complex to the point he literally feels nothing, to the point that his entire battalion betrayed him, and he was just like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
I will die. I will die as long as I can figure out. All that man cared about was fucking Rocket Raccoon. That's all he cared about.
Well, his ultimate thing, of course, is striving towards perfection, to create the perfect race, the utopia. He's constantly moving towards that, and damn everything else and everyone else. Everyone's expendable. Every creation is whatever. He can, wipe the board, start all over again. He is, in a sense, the whole, if you think philosophically about a creator has the right, does he? Does a creator have the right to extinguish his creation? And this is a big question in here. And Rocket is fighting against his creator.
Yeah.
And we're against him, but it's something to think about. But the point is here though is that it doesn't. He's not inhumane because he's not human, and he thinks of everything beneath everything that's not him is a bug to be used or squashed or to be made better, and if it's not, to be erased. It's awful, and that makes that ass whooping at the end so nice. It felt so good. You have a good villain when the villain gets that ass whooped, and you just like, yes. And some movies don't quite earn that, but this movie built this guy up to be just completely annihilated, and I was there for it. Damn it!
That man got his ass whipped.
And once again, by who? Yes, yeah, I know the Guardians beat his ass, but who beat him? And it was a Rocket. It was Rocket. My dog. This he was out most of this movie, which was unfortunate, but I don't care. Yeah, seeing my man, just go through it. We saw his past. I'll tell you another part that made me cry in this movie. That's right. I'm admit that I'm not afraid to say this shit had tears going in my eyes. Another part that got me, the little baby raccoon scene. Damn you, James Gunn. Damn it. Cause that bit got me good.
I laughed so hard when he turned and saw raccoon. Yeah, motherfucker, you are a raccoon.
It should have said trash panda, but but I was just like, okay, yeah, this is killing me right now. And yeah, there's more to it. Like everyone had their different changes and everything, and the almost death of Peter Quill. I was watching and I was like, y'all literally got Superman over there. What's the problem here? And you have jetpacks. Just go get him. Anyway, that aside,
yes. Yeah, see, that's one thing. Yeah, I do have to say, where was Quill's feet rocket?
His rocket boots.
Shoes. Where they?
Did you just ditch those?
Did you forget them? Did you forget them? And then what about your helmet? That could have helped you breathe in space, my friend.
He just. Yeah. Look, shh, stop. You're thinking too hard about this. They were literally in a celestial's head, bumping up against what's an equivalent of a Borg cube from Star Trek. So and also he went back to get the Zune, and I was like, bitch, if you died for a damn Microsoft Zune,
of all
things,
all the things to want to go and save a Zune.
Yeah, y'all don't have is there no way to copy shit from an Earth technology thing onto a literal spaceship? Y'all can't copy that?
Or
y'all don't have Napster in space? What is happening?
Here makes it better yet. Do you not have a 3D printer just to make a new Microsoft Zone? It's come on now. You can fly through.
So here's what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna stop thinking so hard about this because we're gonna the last thing I guess we should talk, because we could go into this for a long time. Kind of the what I called the bittersweet ending, which was, the Guardians sort of going off in their separate ways.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I was feeling some type of way about this. I'm not even gonna lie. I was feeling some type of way about it, even though I knew it made sense. That's the thing. They're going their separate ways. It makes perfect sense to me. You know, Mantis wanted to go, figure herself out. Cool, understand it completely. And she got those dope, space Cthulhu monster thingies. Dope. I liked it. Okay. Peter wanted to go reconnect with his granddad that's still alive. Makes sense. Gamora, she wants to be a real Ravager, and find her own found family. And, I understand completely. Nebula and Drax sticking around to make Nowhere a real home and to take care of those. Drax becoming space daddy essentially to a boatload of kids. Understood completely. And Rocket being, left to actually have his own group of, Guardians. Understand completely. The shit still hurt. I don't know about you. The shit still hurt. Like, I was like, it all makes sense to me, but my heart says, I hates this.
I hate this.
My heart was saying, like, I don't want y'all to, don't. It's like you're at a concert for, like, your favorite band, and they just played their encore, and you still want more, but it's got to be over. And it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt a little bit. I don't know, Lottie. I'm talking a lot. Sorry.
This of all the books that I've ever read of epic fantasy, this feels like the ending of like the Malazan Book of the Fallen, when all of my favorite main characters that were still alive, they all just went their separate ways, every single one of them, and I was like, there's no book 11.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. You know what I mean? And it's just it. Man, it still gets me because, like you said, I love endings. I love endings, and this was the great way to end the story because Quill, it's time. Like you said, he finally was able to let go of the woman that he was in love with because he was trying to reach for. Basically what he was doing, he was trying to fall in love with his dead girlfriend's twin sister. That's pretty much what he was trying to do. Because that's not her. They may look alike, but that's not her. And he finally was able to let go. And then he was able to realize it's time for him to stop running. It's time for him to go back and see his family. Went back to his granddad. Every single one of them going their separate ways. Like you said, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. I really wish we could get a Guardians 4, but there's no.
Not the ones we have, but I think they're gonna do another one, and God bless James Gunn for not just not killing everybody off, but
slaughtering everybody.
But really, for making a narrative path towards the next Guardians thing. And I know a lot of people gave a lot of shit to Thor: Love and Thunder, but I also like that was the ending of Thor: Love and Thunder, a narrative path towards the next one that makes sense. And hey, there's new Guardians. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna tell you. Kraglin, he really, he was really unsure of himself. He showed up, kicked ass. Like, that's my dog. I really want to see this new group of guard. Now that we sort of saw them like together, big Swole Groot. We got Swole Groot. We got little kid whose powers I don't quite know. Cosmo. Who did big girl things in the fight, and of course Rocket and what's his name, Adam Warlock. That's a cool ass lineup. I want to know more about them. It's probably going to be 5 years before we get to see what the hell's going on, but I want to see that. I think we're going to get another one. But man, they better get that. Whoever's writing it better be 100% on point because this is a hell of a movie to follow up. Like, good luck. That's what I'm saying.
Yep, good luck.
Anyway,
luck.
we could talk about this, and maybe we will at another time have a longer discussion. But we both loved it, and you should go see it. So anyway, what did you guys think about this movie? And what did you think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. It helps with the channel so that we can get more people subscribing and to watch these videos. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining us. Come back to the channel, got plenty more reviews, and of course, our podcast, the Supercast, that you can check out at any time. So until then, I've been Mo De Poupée, your resident fabricant and commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.